Hey everybody, welcome back to a special edition of CAF's Heroes of Sport. My name is Bob Babbitt, co-founder of the Challenged Athletes Foundation, and this is our road to Tokyo. Our next guest, Kym Crosby-Hightower. How you doing, Kym?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, we're getting towards your time, right? We're talking coming off of 2016 Paralympics, where you took a bronze medal in 100, and you were fourth in the 400. So you pretty excited?
Oh yeah, definitely excited to get back out there and get better places, that's for sure.
So how tough was the whole COVID situation? Just, not having any competitions and everything being delayed a year. How did that affect you?
At first, I didn't know what to think of all of it. When they announced that Paralympics was going to be postponed, and I didn't know what to do because I was in a good spot for training.
Right.
And we were just about to start competing again. So I took a couple of weeks, but after that I said, you know what, this gives me an advantage. I get to train another year and come back even stronger than I had even planned to in the first place.
Right.
So I definitely took advantage of the year off.
Right.
and was just really working my butt off to make it to the top of the podium this year.
And did you have places to train during that, or were you pretty much shut in?
Towards the beginning, I found parks, big grassy areas that I honestly had a lot of fun with it. I was taking my shoes off, running barefoot. There was no pressure behind it. So I got in the greatest shape of my life and just having fun. And when it got a little bit later into the year, I was able to go on to my high school track and train there. So they let me on, which was awesome.
Oh, that's very cool. Now, how hard was it for your husband, Eric?
It was a little bit harder for him. He stayed at the training center a little bit longer because he was able to utilize that a little bit better. And then he ended up going home and just training on the street.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And how'd you guys meet?
We met actually in our coach's office, and we were gearing up to go to a meet in Canada, and it was going to be my first international meet ever. So our coach called us down there, and he was telling us the logistics of it. And I had never met Eric before. And I was getting ready to go out with my friends to the beach. And so I was a little bit dressed up, and he complimented me on how nice I looked. And I didn't really give him the time of day. I just kind of brushed him off and was
Some
like,
guy in a
oh,
wheelchair,
yeah,
what the
thanks,
hell?
and just walked away. But Eric was a veteran on the team. So when we went to Canada, and I didn't know anybody else. He was the only person I knew.
He had a car.
Yeah, that too. So he kind of stepped up, and he helped me out a lot. And, we became best friends after that. And then one thing led to another.
Boom. So you both went to the games in 2016?
Yep, we did.
How tough is that? Because obviously you both have your individual goals, but you care so much about the other person that you want them to do well as well at the same time.
Oh yeah. And it was a little bit hard because some of our events that we couldn't be there for each other. For example, my 100 meters, where I won the bronze medal, he wasn't able to be there for. So he's back at the village watching it on TV, and he told me that he was like screaming and cheering for me, and obviously he couldn't be there. So it wasn't until because he was competing later that night. So when I was leaving the track, he was coming to the track. So we got to see each other for a split second and then leave. So it's a little bit hard in that sense, but at the end of the day, we're both there with each other. So
growing up dealing with being visually impaired, how hard was that?
It was a little bit hard. Kids teasing, can be a little bit mean, but I never really let it get to me too much because I always just looked up to my older brother. I was always in sports. I tried volleyball, I tried basketball, even tried tennis at one point, which didn't work out so well.
Ball's a little small.
It's a little small and coming at you fast. But, I just always found myself in sports, and if it didn't work out, then I would just go off and try the next thing, and I never let it really get to me too much. So when I found track, it was definitely a blessing.
And what is it about track that's just, it's pretty pure, right? It's you against the track, and there happen to be some other people there.
Yeah, exactly. The thing that I love about track is that it allows me to be me, and I don't need help from anybody else. I forget that I'm even visually impaired when I'm on the track. I'm able to just fly. And the fact that I get to run as fast as I can and, like I said, just be free, I love it so much. And then also the other athletes, it's like a family out there.
I was going to say, I bet you, because at the end of the day, everybody does their own training, and whatever happens on race day, it's not like there's strategy, right? You're running 100 meters. Someone's going to go faster than the other person, period. So you can be friends.
Yeah, exactly. And even if we're rivals, like, we're all so friendly with each other, having fun before and after. But when it's on the track, it's strictly business.
It's on. It is on.
Yeah.
It is on. So after you come off the Olympics, and I look back at 2015, 17, 19, you in terms of got 6 medals, 2 silver, 4 bronze. 2019 the 100 and 2015. Your world championship results were awesome.
Yeah.
Did you come away from the Paralympics 2016 going, okay, this was a great step,
Yes.
but I can go faster?
Oh yeah, definitely. 2016 getting the bronze was an eye-opener that I can do it. Because going into that race, I doubted myself.
Did you?
I did. The world record was broken in the semifinals. So I was like, I can't compete with these girls. And before the race, I got my head on straight, and I was like, I can do this. I'm trained for this. And so I just ran my race, ended up getting the bronze, and it was an eye-opener that I can do this, and I can go faster than I had even imagined I could.
And how did you change in terms of your training after the Paralympics? Did you do different things, more strength work, more flexibility? How you're running better than ever?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what made that happen?
I would say all of the above.
All of it, everything. You just became more professional.
Yeah, exactly.
Across the board.
Strength definitely changed because I didn't really have a very structured strength training program, and I started to see how it could help. So I started to take that more seriously.
So I like a limited sight, limitless dreams.
Yes.
That's right. Now, where did the nickname The Flash come from?
It came from in high school. My teammates started calling me the Flash, and it just kind of stuck. I was the fastest female on my team, and ever since then, I've gotten like Flash T-shirts, workout in the Flash gear, and so I've just been the Flash. And it just so happens that Eric is Superman, so...
Oh, is he really?
Yes.
So Flash and Superman. Was he
Yep.
Superman before? Oh my God. So you're both superheroes.
Yes. When we talk to the kids love it too. So...
Had you ever dated somebody with a challenge before? Before Eric?
No.
And how is it different? And how is it the same?
It is a little bit different, but I don't think it's much. I feel like we complement each other very well. So I have the height, which is funny because I'm not very tall.
You dominate though.
So I love it. But I have the height, and he has the eyes. So when we're in the grocery store and he's like, can you grab that up there? So I say, right here? No, 2 over. So I go 2 over and I grab it. So it works out very well. And honestly, obviously, best relationship I've had because we're married now.
So how did he propose?
Oh my gosh. He proposed, it was like after midnight. We were up in Northern California, and there is a park there, and there's no lights around, and he actually took me out to see the stars, which is really funny because I can't really see the stars.
Did you have a sense something was going on?
I kind of sensed it, but I was really tired because it was after midnight and I had just gotten done doing homework. And so he's like, let's go out. We've always been talking about that we go up to Bidwell Park. Let's go up there and look at the stars. I was like, oh, okay, fine. He dragged me out there and he was like, can you see the stars? I was like, well, I think I can see two of them. And they were like on opposite sides. And he's like, well, which one looks brighter to you? And when I turned around and tried to look at one of them, that's when he actually got out of his chair and he was able to get down on one knee. And I turned around and saw him there, and I was in shock that he was proposing and that he was able to get down on one knee.
Where you're like, how am I going to help him back in his chair?
Yeah, exactly. But it was amazing.
That is the coolest thing. And you're competitive about everything. Cleaning the bathroom. Are you competitive with him or just with anybody?
Mainly with each other.
Oh, with each other.
Yeah.
So what do you guys compete over?
Who can wash the dishes the fastest,
You actually time each other.
It's not like timing, but it's just like we'll separate the dishes evenly, and then we're like, okay, I'm gonna wash these the fastest and see like who can do it fastest. So it's just little things, but we didn't really notice how competitive we were with each other until somebody pointed it out. Yes. I was like, oh, I guess we are.
Yes, we are. You've been a huge part of the CAF Adaptive High School program.
Yes.
And obviously it's important to you to pass it on to that next generation.
Oh, yeah.
When you see someone like a Joel Gomez and some of these other kids, how special is that for you?
Oh, so special. I was just telling the story that when I first started in Paratrack, I was just running for me.
Right.
And it wasn't until I got a message from a little girl in Texas. Her parents reached out, found me, and said that she is your biggest fan and she wants to grow up to be just like you. And she has albinism as well. And that's when it hit me like, this isn't just for me.
No.
I want to do this for all the little boys and girls coming in behind me. I want to pave the way for them. And the high school adaptive program has given me that chance to spread the Paralympic word and also just get these kids active and show them that they also can do this.
Love it. I know you had a little hamstring issue at the beginning of was it April or so? Mm-hmm. But you're doing Desert Challenge,
yes.
And then you go to the trials.
Yes.
So you've got a busy 6 weeks or so left.
I know, it's around the corner.
Wow. How important has CAF been in your journey?
Oh, so important. Last year, especially with the shutdown, and I didn't have any equipment or anything like that, and CAF has really come through to help me just so I can train and continue to be where I'm at today. And I'm in the best shape of my life, and it's all thanks to CAF. And then being able to get into the best shape of my life to this point, and then help to get me to trials. I wouldn't be able to get to trials if it wasn't for CAF.
Wow. So I spotted your tattoo on your left arm there. Is there a backstory?
I've got a couple, but the lion, I am half Jamaican. And so the lion is kind of the, almost like a logo for Rastafarians. And so these are the colors for the Jamaican colors. So it's just a part of me.
So you've been to one Paralympics, and first time out you got a bronze.
Yes.
And I'm guessing that if you're going back to Paralympics, being on a podium again is a great idea, but you don't really want to be looking up at anybody.
No, definitely not.
What is the goal for this Paralympics?
The goal is gold.
Period. End of
Period.
story.
Yes.
Yeah. And the 100 is it?
I would love to get gold in the 100, and I have come short so many times in the 400, and it's very frustrating. So honestly, in the 400, I want to make it to the medal stand. I want to make it to the medal stand, and if it happens to be gold, I will be very happy with that. But gold for the 100 is what I am shooting for.
That's it.
Yes.
Love it. Kym, thank you for being such a great part of our CAF family.
Thank you
It's
so
always a
much.
pleasure to catch in with you.
Thank you.
Kym Crosby-Hightower has been our guest. Again, this is CAF's Heroes of Sport, our very special edition. This is our road to Tokyo.